Peace. Peace to the gods, peace to the goddesses, peace to the suns, the moon, the stars, aka man, woman, and child. We're back again. Today we'll be discussing what to look for when looking, if looking, for your pasta. Alright? So, for those of you that are health conscious, this video is important because a lot of people that claim to be vegetarian or claim to be vegan still eat this type of stuff, you know? And if you're going to eat pasta, let me show you what type of pasta you should eat and why you should eat it. So what's different about a lot of the pastas, which differentiates one pasta from the next, is the ingredients on the back. All right. What we'll start today is with the blue box ranzoni. All right. So the blue box ranzoni, if I can show you, I don't know if that's clear to you. You see those ingredients. If not, I'll read them to you. You have semolina, durum flour, which is wheat, niacin, ferrous sulfite, which is iron, thiamine mononitrate, and riboflavin, and folic acid. A lot of you don't even know what the hell that is. I personally don't know what half that is, nor do I care, because if I have to look it up, most likely it's not for me. The fact that my body has to process this many ingredients, we're already off to the wrong start. So that's the whole point of electric eating, is to be able to get directly to the electricity. You know what I mean? There's too many middlemen in between here to go through to be able to reach, if any, the vitamins and nutrients that we need, that our body needs. And the fact that we don't know what any of this is means that it's going to be foreign to our body, which will take longer to process, which eventually will develop into disease of all sorts, okay? This is the blue box ranzoni. Next, we'll go to the purple box ranzoni, which supposedly is smart taste. So I guess this is the smarter alternative to the blue box. Check out these ingredients, all right? The list looks a little bit longer, but I'm thinking that it only looks that way, or assumes or appears to be that, because a lot of this stuff is in parentheses. So first you have semolina, which is wheat, durum flour, which is wheat. So 2 times the wheat. We're not doing well right away because wheat is terrible for you. Oat fiber, calcium phosphate, niacin, which is vitamin B3, ferrous sulfate, which is iron, they say, thiamine mononitrate, vitamin B1, riboflavin, which is vitamin B2, folic acid, all these claims, and vitamin D3. All this claims to be supplements of whatever these words are that they're using, when instead they could have just used iron. If ferrous sulfate was iron, they should just put iron, but instead they put this ingredient. So this ingredient with this parentheses is supposed to make people who are health conscious feel safer when they see that this word that they can't pronounce, or this word that's unfamiliar to them, has iron in parentheses next to it to make them feel safe. It's kind of like not cleaning yourself and putting deodorant over a nasty body. You know what I mean? It's like, who does that? So anyways, yeah, this has all those ingredients. Now, both of these boxes say it contains wheat, and it also says both of these boxes are manufactured in a facility that uses egg ingredients. So if you're vegan, you shouldn't even be eating any of these pastas. And this is just this brand, not to throw shade on this brand, but this is the brand that we had from our past that I held on to just to be able to have comparative measures when people come over and they're asking why I'm eating certain things. I show them this. Always keep it here for reference. So blue box ranzoni, purple box ranzoni, basically the same thing. In fact, I think the purple box had more ingredients, and all they did was actually take some of the ingredients that were on the blue box and put some of the other ingredients on the purple box in parentheses so that you knew what they were on the blue box. I don't really see much of a difference. I think they added a couple oats or something in it or whatever. That was the difference. Next, what you can find at Trader Joe's is the organic organic brown rice and quinoa fusilli pasta, all right, which is gluten-free and organic, right? So we're getting closer and closer and closer to what we need to be putting into our bodies so that we can perform at our optimum, all right? So what this has as ingredients, I'll let you see for yourself. You know, it's all truth here, no lies. Ingredients is organic brown rice flour. I should say, actually, it's organic brown rice. It doesn't even say flour. It says organic brown rice. Then it says organic quinoa flour and water. Problem here is if you're on an alkaline diet or you choose to eat alkaline, I should say, you can't even eat this because this is made with brown rice. And people who eat only alkaline can't eat rice, all right? It doesn't mean that eating rice is that bad of a thing. It's just for those that are on the alkaline diet, we know that we don't eat rice, and we'll go into a later video, we'll discuss why we shouldn't eat rice and all these other different things. However, what raises a red flag here for me is not just the brown rice, because that works for the vegetarians and the vegans, but it's the water. It doesn't say spring water, it doesn't say all natural water, it doesn't say mineral water, it just says water. Which is scary as hell, because you and I both know that water isn't that good for you as far as the water in which we get it, you know? So this water can be from anywhere. In fact, it should say water X because it's a mystery. We don't know where this water came from. We don't know what this water is. They didn't even try to lie to us and say that it was spring water. They just put water. So at least they were being honest. You gotta give them respect for that. Shout outs to, what brand is, Trader Joe's. Shout outs to Trader Joe's for being honest and not telling you or making up some water that they put into this. So although this is the lesser of the two evils, or out of three, I should say, I personally wouldn't mess with this either, but if you had an option or you only had these three to choose from, go with this one. Go with the brown rice and quinoa fusilli. Organic and gluten-free. Water skeptical though. All right. Next, one of my favorites from Trader Joe's also is the organic red lentil sedanini. All right. Look here. Oh yeah, baby. One ingredient. One. The only ingredient in this is organic red lentil flour. That means our body is only processing one ingredient, and an ingredient that's high in alkalinity. We are winning here, boy. Winning. This is the win. So if you're to eat any pasta, this is one of the ones that you should go for. I understand that everyone doesn't have the ability to get to a place like this that sells this type of product, nor has the finances to be able to buy these type of products. But if you can afford it, because it's not, I think this pasta is like $3. It's not that bad. And remember, like, there is no price on health and wellness. Like, the idea that people will say that this lifestyle is expensive is basically saying they can't afford to stay here to enjoy the longevity of life has to offer. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to parasail and climb mountains and go on vacations and go to Disneyland, how the fuck you gonna be eating shit like that? You know what I mean? Part of my language, getting a little passionate. So if you want to be able to enjoy those type of things and run around without your heart clogging up on you and developing heart disease and diabetes and arthritis and headaches and migraines and eczema and cancer and, you know, the various ailments that we receive over time that usually due to us clogging our bodies with all these things that eventually turn into some form of mucus, which is the number one killer besides eagle. So I would say eagle's number one and mucus is number two. But this isn't about eagle. The other one that you can eat is organic black bean pasta, which is actually my number one favorite and my go-to. I'll show you on the back of this bad boy. I don't know if you can see that. One ingredient again. This organic black bean flour. One ingredient that gets processed through the body, and it's high in alkalinity as well. Black beans are a good source of fiber and protein, okay? This pasta actually tastes very, very, very good. And this is gluten-free as well. Organic And this is the rotini variation, and you can find this at Trader Joe's as well. I really need a check from these people. Boy, I'll be promoting their products like crazy. So anyway, yeah, you want your pasta to have 1 to 2, or I should say, as less ingredients as possible. If you can get down to the 1 ingredient, do that. If you can only get down to the 3, so be it. But it's better than having 7 and 9 ingredients that are alien to the body at that. I could see if it had 7 and 9 ingredients that it was processing that the body was familiar with, but it isn't. Our bodies are no different than a computer. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have all these foreign agents coming into the computer, because if it's not compatible with the supercomputer or not compatible with your programming, the information can't be processed, which eventually turns into disease like we discussed. The other thing I wanted to show you is, just for good measure, that this should be applied across the board when buying anything, is this. This is one of the snacks that my kingdom has been snacking on for the last week and a half to 2 weeks. This is spelt organic puff cakes. Now, this is the alternative to rice cakes, which not a lot of people like, but this is a healthy snack, and people think that rice cakes are healthy, but they're not. The reason why is back to the ingredients and your body not being able to process all the foreign agents or the alien agents that are entering the body, and they're being stored away to cause disease later in life, and sometimes even shorter than later. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is a snack, and people tend to allow their craving to dictate what they put into their body. And, we have to work on using our mind and really, really focus on what we're putting into our bodies, right? So this being a snack even has only 2 ingredients. See if you can see that. And if you can't, I'll tell you. Puffed organic spelt wheat kernels and organic agave syrup, both high in alkaline. So when we found these, we was like, this is a win. This is a win. This is a win. Whole ancient grain spelt, what? You can't go wrong. So remember, baby, you can't hear what? Just turn it up. Go ahead, I'll be in there.
It's not coming.
I'm gonna go in there. I'll be back. I'll be in there. Just let me finish this. So this is the snack that you want. Both ingredients high in alkaline, and this is what works. All right. So it's been a pleasure as always. Love, light, and peace and prosperity. All right. To all the light workers out there and organic eaters, to electric eating people, the gods, the goddesses, the sun, the moon, and the stars, and anyone in between, good, bad, or indifferent. Peace.